What's good, everybody? It's your brother New Breed coming through with another video. In this particular video, I want to discuss how ambition can become a demon. That's right. I also want to talk about the importance of being very mindful whether or not you living for the world or you living for the Almighty. Now, this message is very much timely because we're living in a time where everybody seems to be a hamster on a wheel. Everybody's caught up in the rat race. Everybody trying to figure out how they can make it from one stage to the next. And it has created an environment that has compromised the souls of many. Right? Now, we got to chop it up about this because a lot of people are truly living for the world. They're chasing fame. They're living to be seen by others. And it's all vanity. They're living for a certain status. And in the process, they're undermining their own morals, their integrity, their ethics, and their code of conduct, simply to be accepted by the world. Now imagine this, brothers and sisters. You got people living for a world that's already doomed. They're living for a world that has pending judgment right now as we speak. So there's some very much powerful scriptures that I want to give you all to ensure that you don't get caught up in living for the world, that you don't lose your way. First John tells us, 1 John 2:15, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father. See, this scripture warns us that the world system is temporary, but you can end up spiritually dead eternally, chasing the things of this world. So many people get caught up in pride and selfish ambition, and you will lose your way. It'll get you doing things you're not supposed to be doing, cutthroating people, knifing people, becoming shiesty out here. Why? Out of desperation. That's what the world creates, desperate-minded people. But if you're living for the Most High, you're going to have faith. You're going to understand that He is the one who have kept you. He is the one who have secured you in your life in a world full of uncertainty. Romans 12:2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That means don't let the world shape your mindset or your ambitions. Don't do it. It's a snare. It's a trap. The Bible tells us if you keep your mind on the things of the Spirit, keep your minds on things of the heavens, all things shall be added unto you. All things shall be added unto you. Mark 8:36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the world and lose his soul? See, ladies and gentlemen, you can't be ambitious without spiritual grounding. I'm not telling anybody out here not to want more for yourself, not to take opportunities in life, and not to pursue goals. But you must be spiritually grounded. Because believe it or not, some of the things that our hearts desire and want, we're not even ready for it. And the Bible actually speaks quite candid about that as well. We have to understand much is given, much is required. And if we're not able to deal with the little things we have, what are we going to do with the big things that the Most High have in store? He prepares us. He molds us. He makes sure we're ready. When you look at a lot of the entertainers, rappers, musicians, movie stars, a lot of them have these tragic downfalls. Why? Those gifts were given to the world, and they actually were curses. They wasn't ready for those things. They didn't know how to maintain it. A lot of them self-medicate, self-delete, or just plain or get wiped out. Why? They wasn't ready. They were living for the world. The Bible tells us in James 4:4, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? You can't serve the world and serve God at the same time. Matthew 6:24 says you can't serve two masters. You're going to love one and you're going to hate the other. Ambition can replace the Most High. It's a demon. And people would say, well, I'm just a hard-working person. It's my hustle. It's my grind. Not understanding that you can put in a lot of work for the world. You could be working for Satan's kingdom. See, Proverbs 16:18 says, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. See, when ambition feeds pride, destruction is coming soon after. See, you got to give this into the hands of the Most High. 1 Timothy 6:9. They that will be rich fall into temptation as a snare. Excessive ambition is called a trap in the Bible. It's called a snare. Why? Why those who are rich fall into temptations, fall into a snare? A lot of them wasn't ready for that. The Most High can grant you great things, great riches. He can give you an abundance of resources. However, if you're not ready for it, it will lead to a snare. If you're an alcoholic and you become a millionaire, you're going to be spending a whole lot of money on alcohol, and it's going to take you out. If you're an individual who's vain, materialistic, you don't really know how to spend money. You just frivolous with it. You don't know how to make investments. The Most High's not going to give you that before your time, but the world will. The world will give you that. And then you will squander everything that you work for, because no matter how hard you work for the world, they're going to betray you anyway. It's a fallen society. They're going to betray you anyway. Ecclesiastes 2:11. Behold, all was vanity and vexation of the spirit. See, chasing the world leaves you empty and spiritually drained. It leaves you empty. A lot of people are unhappy in this society because every day it's the same rigmarole. Every day you're living for $1. Every day you're trying to figure out how to make it, how to get it, how to get to it. And it literally gouges your soul. It takes your very essence away. And that's not how we're supposed to be living. See, the Most High can make sure that we're blessed in times of uncertainty as long as we following Him. And this is what we must overstand. Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth. See, you're living in a world that's going to fade. Your focus should be higher than just laying up riches for yourself in this world, because once you're dead and gone, you're not taking any of it with you. You can't take it with you to the grave. Lay not up treasures for yourself in this world. It has really no value. At the end of the day, it's about your spiritual health. It's about your connection with the Creator. It's about your connection with the ones that love you and, the ones that you love. In this life, it's about righting your wrongs, trying to create more smiles than frowns, doing what you need to do to make it to the kingdom. That's what the focal point should be. Philippians 3:7. I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Christ. Now, this is Paul. Paul straight up said that he will give up his worldly status because it's nothing compared to his spiritual purpose. Now, Paul was a high-ranking chief in the Roman Empire. He said, look, I gave all that up for the knowledge and excellency of Christ. Because that meant more than my status, that meant more than my position, that meant more than all of that. He was willing to give up the notoriety. A lot of people can't say that they would do that. A lot of people get locked in, living for the world, and they don't see no way out. And Paul, he did a lot of dirt, but he made his way out. So you got to be very much careful not living for the world. Now, of course, myself, I'm a business owner. I would consider myself an ambitious person, but not to the point where ambition is going to get me to sell my soul. Not to the point where ambition is going to get me to compromise my ethics, code of conducts, or anything like that. So when I say ambition can become a demon, I want to make this very clear, brothers and sisters. If you don't have that spiritual foundation, if you are not grounded, you can be led astray. There's nothing wrong with taking opportunities. There's nothing wrong with being motivated and having drive and having consistency and having all the things that breed success. Nothing wrong with that. But when it starts to compromise your morals, your ethics, your code of conduct, when you are literally living for the world, living to be seen by others, living to be accepted by others, living for other people's approval, and it gets to a point where your life becomes miserable because you're just trying to keep up with the Joneses, and your whole life is living for a dollar bill and a paycheck. It's empty. That's the pride of life. And it's going to lead you nowhere fast. So hopefully this particular video helped you out in your walk and your journey. If it did, let me know down in the comments section what you think. And if you ever been placed in any situations where you felt as if, your ethics, morals, code of conduct was on the line, but you have faith in the Messiah and he carried you to the other side. Talk to me in the comment section. Thank y'all. Shalom. Peace.